So the world as I remember it is a tribute to my hometown landscape, the San Gorgonio Wilderness, Oakland, and of course the town I grew up in, Yucaipa. Long before I did any rock climbing or mountaineering, I was gazing up at the mountains around me from my parents' house. And I can remember, being in my parents' backyard, sketching pictures of the surrounding landscape and just being inspired by, wanting to see the view from the top one day. And I can vividly remember sort of this mystery that was all encompassing of the mountains, this like tension between beauty and fear that seemed to dominate all of it, like this unknown, so to speak. And while I couldn't articulate that as a kid, I certainly felt it. Looking back at the history of the landscape, you could see the Native American tribes, the original ones that lived here, they used the landscape for its natural resources, water, hunting, you name it. But they also used it to develop spiritual connections. They felt a sacred connection with the mountains. And I felt that right away. That was what jumped out to me as soon as I got into them, as soon as I began to look at them as a kid. And I still feel that connection today. Whether it's with friends just on or off a trail, sitting back, listening to running water, standing on top of a summit, or being by myself on a trail at 3 a.m., looking up at the starry sky, just in awe of what's happening and somehow connecting what I'm doing to some greater purpose that's way beyond my comprehension. I think David sums it up really nicely in Psalm 19 when he's talking about creation and the majesty of it all. And he says, "They have no speech, they use no words. No sound is heard from them, yet their voice goes into all the earth." And to me, if you stay at it long enough, you begin to hear it. You begin to learn to listen to that voice. And I found a freedom in all of that, a freedom to rediscover who I was made to be, not from somebody telling me who I was made to be, but from rediscovering it and listening to that voice that David so eloquently penned. And so my hope is that same spirit of Psalm 19 would jump off the pages to you, and that you'd find a freedom in this landscape as you gaze upon it and rediscover who you were made to be in some ways, that freedom in it all. This is a collection of photographs and stories from a lifetime of living here in this town, almost 40 years, not quite yet, getting there. But ultimately, it's a way for me to give back to the community that gave so much to me growing up.